This is my day, my very first day, my brand new cosmic morning. Today I'm aware of awareness itself. New consciousness born out of nothing. A new birth of awareness is now underway. A new me that is greater than I. A me with no ego, no gender nor race. A me that fills the whole sky. We may choose life or nothing. It's a stark choice, but simple and clean. To be or not to be, that is the question. And nothing exists in between. We can enjoy forever God's endless I am and share in that holy breath. Or we could choose the path of self-doubt and the peace that comes with death. There's no rule that says we have to know God and the eternal awareness of bliss. Many may even choose to forego that joy. At least they won't be around to regret what they missed. The universe expands. The universe contracts. Like lungs, it breathes out and in. Exhaling creation, then drawing it back, and a new eternal day begins. In the next realm of wonder, the perception of time flows in a different direction, observing all things from the eternal now. That's how time flows in heaven. As consciousness grows, time seems to shrink until it no longer persists. Faster and faster the clock hands go round, until only now exists. History repeats like a tightening spiral. Faster toward the center it's bound. Each repeat is a lot like before, only closer to home with each round. As I wake up, the faster time flies, till it shrinks, is flushed, and is gone. Ah, isn't this better to be totally here and now? This is heaven, and I've been here all along. Those who rest in God's I am can never be shattered nor broken. It's been our home since the beginning of time, since before the first words were spoken. To rest in our source is to know sweet relief from a world both enraged and embittered. Such faith isn't easy for many, you know. They don't think that their prayers can be answered. If faith is found lacking, one needs only to ask for his empty cup to be filled. And at just the right time, the desire is granted for those who engender goodwill. The day will come when they see their prayers answered. On that day, they finally get it. Then gratitude replaces all fear and all doubt, and their joy will never forget it.
When the daylight is adorning and closes the night, the moonlight and starlight fade softly from sight, and the ice is a-thawing when spring starts to flow. The dawn is melting the darkness below.
The Mother of God we may never know. She's been veiled from the very beginning. She's always worked best from behind the scenes, giving all the credit to her offspring. The most of her that you'll ever see is down there on earth below. But when her little ones come into danger, she's the very first one to show. Protector of all that's innocent, the midwife of all creation. Mother is the very first name of God on the lips of her little children. The favorite garden where she plants her offspring is the emerald sphere you call Earth. It has the perfect balance of all the elements needed for bringing forth birth. To those with vision, Earth is heaven. To others it seems like hell. To most, however, it's somewhere between, and they're uncertain if that's where to dwell. For those who choose Earth as a treasured gift and a place where their dreams manifest, it's a garden to plant circles of beauty while discarding the weeds and the rest. You came to Earth for another thing too, to dig for your sunken treasure, diving deeper and deeper, searching for truth, so you may know and enjoy God forever. When exploring those hidden caves of the earth, one must likewise reach for the heavens, recharging your spirit with deep sleep and prayer, so that angels can aid your progression. Earth is the place where you put down your roots and learn to eliminate fear, to bless the ground with the soles of your feet, so your spirit can take to the air. It's also a place where magic is made, amongst the trees and the streams, where the little people come out to play and fertilize your magical dreams. Call it magic or miracles, there's really no difference. They all come from realms of wonder. Accept them now with love and reverence, and with awe like lightning and thunder. Magic is often swiftly condemned in churches and synagogues, but they're actually missing a big piece of heaven, since all magic comes from God. St. Patrick drove the lizzies and snakes from the green lands of sacred Eire. But he never condemned that magical world of the leprechauns, shamrocks, and fairies. But what about the magic that's black? Younger souls importune. There's nothing created that God didn't make. This will all be apparent soon. But lest you grow too used to the earth and think roots are all that you are, you're also growing flowers and wings to fly and explore the stars. The root word of gravity is from the word grave, and the grave is where people cry. Gravity is ego clinging to earth. Did you forget those dreams where you fly? Out from the earth a garden seed sprouts and grows towards the warmth of the sun. Try to remember your childhood dreams. Flying is freedom and fun. Know thine enemy, we have been told, and stop its attack on innocence. This battle is coming now to a head. Let's listen within for our guidance. Believe ye all things, the Master once said. In other words, all things are true. In an infinite universe, nothing's impossible. Existence is many, not few. But the enemy fights for the opposite side. Negation is its single intention. No faith, nor love, nor uniqueness allowed. Creating doubt is its main motivation. It exists to convince you that nothing is real. Only committees and groupthink are true. Out to cancel all that's unique, including God and beauty and you. Robots are parodies of real living things, an idea sent down from afar. Processors, chips, and digital things descending from Ahriman's star. Now robots are here to put humans asleep, to replace human life with machines, to pull you away from nature's embrace, peddling fear and masks and vaccines. But we're not totally without recourse, and technology does have its station. God's warriors can even use evil's own weapons. To cancel out its own, cancellations. Just so that we know what we're up against and what the enemy seeks to engulf. It's not just a war for your freedom. It's a war for existence itself. Right now, it seems, the enemy has power and much larger tools of warfare. But the might of money can't even come close to the power of heartfelt prayer. This universe of ours is a great cosmic mind, thoughts in the mind of our source. This mind is the maker of all living things, and the same mind's in you, of course. But our rebellious ego feels separate from this and pinched off from the mind of the all. Symbolized in Western scriptural terms as the story of Lucifer's fall. Positive thoughts are heaven, negative thoughts are hell. Your positive thoughts are angels. In other thoughts, devils dwell. Heaven is light. Hell is but shadows, with shadowy specters that are not real. You are not evil, you're 100% good. But you may have intruders in you. In your subconscious mind, there are hungry ghosts. The prophets of old called them demons. But they're just shadows with no light of their own, except for the light that you feed them. It's easy to feel for these empty shells because they seem so famished. But before we can be one with the great all in all, negative thoughts must be banished. You banish these demons by saying, I am. But we must say, I am, and mean it. They hide inside your biggest addiction. But when you're finally yourself, they are made to let go and leave it. Negative thoughts can't survive your true self. Since there is no evil in God. But some entertain demons of fear, and that is more than exceedingly odd. Hatred, fear, guilt, and remorse are negative thoughts that seem real. But they're just hungry ghosts that go bump in the night, searching for life force to steal. These shadows of the night must be shown to the door, then the door to yourself must be locked. The only visitors that you should invite must be those that respectfully knock. If plagued by distracting entities, passive meditation won't do. Only the vacuum of heartfelt prayer draw your I am to you. The only protection one really needs is the courage to be one's self. There are sound currents in space that the mystics of old could hear. They called it Musica Universalis, or better known as music of the spheres. These patterns are huge. They are cosmic archetypes, reaching Earth by heaven's decree. From the great sparkling darkness, these patterns are sent. Vibrations of ecstasy. Sound currents are the foundations of life, forming all of geometry's shapes, giving existence to life's rhythms and rhymes, the staccatos, sustains, and the breaks. Just as a magnet makes iron filings dance, sound currents animate matter. They vibrate the atoms and bring them to life, and they start to ascend Jacob's ladder. This invisible spirit adds beauty and grace, and it lifts our base nature to joy. It is known well as the primary gift that choirs of angels employ. These songs from heaven are pure harmony, while hell's are out of phase and awkward. Evil is the opposite of beauty. As you know, evil is just live, spelled backwards. The children of harmony make out just fine. Their lives always seem to be blessed. They are at the right place and at just the right time. That's why they receive the very best. The conductor is patient when humans forget to follow the maestro's baton. They're often distracted by screeching crouchers. They can't hear the celestial song. So for this Magnum Opus, we often must wait for the concert to reach you and me. But it always appears, and at the appropriate time. That's the meaning of harmony. But never to fear, the maestro is near. He's nearer than hands and feet. His concert is not just something you hear. It's something you feel and can smell and can see. All the life forms on the earth at first crawled out from the sea. The sea is the symbol for the mind of God, the source of both you and me. Your mind is like a churning ocean with a treasure chest below. It gets quieter and very interesting the deeper down that you go. If you have the courage to go deep enough, you're sure to find our source. You simply have to be yourself. It's not something that you have to force. Truth seekers are like sailors on diving ships. They know there's a sunken treasure. Diving deep in their dreams with a prayer on their lips, so heaven rewards their adventure. A seeker's eyes can seem open or closed. It depends on your point of view. Looking out on the world or in toward their soul, only you know which way's best for you. The way of the church is without, while a mystic's way is within. Great things are done in that subconscious realm. Even the sharks can be tamed therein. There's humor and peace in the world of repose, where deep is the holy breath. That sparkling darkness holds infinite joy, but avoiding the search is death. Mystics make peace with this great unknown, where the spiritual waters run deep. That's where their light is needed the most, and their lamps are refilled when they sleep. Mystics are never so all alone as when they are in a crowd. Yet they're never so close to others as when they're beneath their shroud. We are told that the closet is a very fine place to retreat from the world in prayer. Alone there, a seeker can find his whole self. Then he has something to share. It's not narcissistic to know thine own self. It keeps devils and demons at bay. More than that, when your self is complete, that's when you can give it away. The beauty of nature is your garden home. It's the inheritance that came with your birth. It seems that evil may still own the world, but innocence inherits the earth. Babies and puppies we love and protect, in spite of their messiness. It's heaven's own innocence that they reflect, life's original sweetness. Wonder is found in the mind of a child, where everything seen is brand new. But the minute you say, "I've seen that before," your mind of a child is through. Children have invisible friends that are alive in a real world of magic. But when they are told those goblins aren't real, even this loss of magic is tragic. Everything's real in an unprogrammed mind until we are told that it isn't. When we are taught to trust only our senses, our magic and wonder is imprisoned. In the East, they call this a beginner's mind, where ropes to the past are all burned. When you say, "I am," all things are made new. Then wonder and magic return. Now that we're grown, we have a new noble function of becoming love's instrument. We now go into battle with a sacred cause of protecting love's innocence. It's not everyone's task to go out in the world and do battle with the fiends of perdition. For many, it's enough just to dress warriors' wounds and to be there to back them in their mission. There's only one thing left for a warrior to do after entering this brave new sphere. Come in and shut the door behind you, the door that locks out all fear. Nor is there shame in asking for help and expelling these last bits of terror. Your source and your guides are there to assist, and the I Am still answers all prayer. Those who trust in God are the happiest of them all. This fact alone makes God most plausible. But such gnosis fails when it becomes a religion.
When the kings of old
Groupthink makes love of God impossible.
and the merge
You may wonder why some are so lucky as to have faith in their Maker's presence.
when the high priestess released her miracle.
The bliss of true faith has its beginning by pretending God into existence.
I don't live anywhere,
The more that you can create God,
yet I live everywhere.
the better God can create you.
Beyond the sea, I live up in the air. I am a poet's verse. I am the universe. Now what am I?
You and God create each other. Don't ask how, just know that it's true.
In many realms I'm crawling through the stars.
Religion's a way to control human beings for reasons both bad and good. Good in that it kept you from destroying each other.
And when the sword of shining spirit slides with ease from solid stone,
Religion and science go only so far, often fumbling through darkness in vain.
And then you'll know me.
The way to the truth is often too simple for those too attached to their fear or their brain.
When the darkened tower of separateness melts into the sun, then you'll know me.
Master teachers don't disagree when it comes to the nature of
You'll
truth.
know me.
Only their followers squabble and fight in the sandbox of spiritual youth.
I make the miracle, I make the spectacle, though I'm not logical and I'm not practical.
Whatever you think about the nature of God will eventually be proven amiss.
Now what am I?
Limiting God to the boundaries of thought keeps humans away from their bliss.
I am love.
Our thoughts about God are never the truth. Defining our source is not freeing. There is no one up there who lords over you, but you do have a higher being.
When the sword of shining spirit slides with ease from solid stone, then you will know me.
Most haven't reached that turning point yet, where they awake to the light within.
Then you'll know me.
When they finally connect with that still small voice, they're shocked at how asleep they've been. Faith in this voice is like a magical lamp. It often seems too good to trust it.
When the kings of old,
But the lamp of truth can only pay off
harps of
when
gold,
we muster the courage to rub it.
and the merlins read from their oracle, and the high priestess released her miracle, there was I. And I am love.
Our source exists outside of time, not just in the great hereafter. We can talk to our source, and our source will respond through love, through beauty, and through laughter. I am is your sacred sovereign self, but the word God will do for convenience. If you're not yet aware of your magnificent being, look to the stars up above and try being grateful toward the great all in all. You always become what you love. It's the end of the world where nothing survives except that which to you is most fine. No lies, no fear, and no hate will remain. Only that which is genuine. There seems to be no way of escape from the evil that's closing in, but it's meant to force you into the light where your new world waits to begin. If you're afraid of losing those that you love, then for them you must fight at all costs. But remember, you can't really lose those that you love. True love can never be lost. But those still subject to the world of mistrust must choose between fight or flight. But if those are the only two choices you have, it's better to die for what's right. What seems to die here is born over there. All death is really a birth. There's a much better word for this single event. Why not just call it a dearth? Don't forget, you're made of light. You're the light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel is really your birth canal. Just think of a spiritual funnel. That light at the end is what some call the Christ. But what it is called doesn't matter. Words are just symbols, and symbols aren't true. It's the I am presence that matters. Still can't see that wonderful light? Then turn to your source and pray. Still don't believe that there's a God? Go ahead and pray anyway. Now we thank you, O great source of light. Just your presence makes all things new. There's nothing else that we could want or need. Just give us more of you. To prepare you for your brand new world, there are still some things that you should know. If you understand the meaning of love, then everything else can go. The world is a fertile compost heap where life forms are born and they die. As society rots, your I am sprouts. And from that decay, you fly. May you always serve with love, says that card on the shelf. But how can you ever love others if you don't know or love yourself? Nobody sees the way you do. Your views are entirely unique. No two viewpoints are exactly the same. That is part of creation's mystique. You're better at one special thing than anyone else in creation. When you're aware of this primal fact, your consciousness approaches completion. In the myriad of endless parallel worlds, there are no two things alike. So appreciating each other's differences makes for both love and light. Love doesn't make some imprecise blob where everything melts together. All parts of the whole have well-defined edges, like puzzle pieces fitting together. Love to the ego is closer to conquest than heaven has in mind. The love that innocent children share is by far the superior kind. Yet your ego does play a much-needed role. It preserves the uniqueness of you. But when unity's blessing fully arrives, the need for the ego is through. Your uniqueness will then seek to harmonize with everything else in creation, creating melodic patterns and chords in heaven's symphonic formation. All things are seeking this cosmic love to exchange their spiritual energies. Such is the way of angels and gods. Love even exists between galaxies. Now that we've touched on the how of love, let us discuss the why. You are God's reflection on earth, like the constellations are to the sky. The one God fragments and becomes the many in order to know his own parts. The many, through love, is now waking up, and the path back to unity starts. Life on earth is like a broken mirror, giving back all kinds of reflections. In each broken piece shines a part of yourself. Be kind when you find these fragments of you. Each one of them seeks your approval. Like you, most of them live to love and be loved. Others just seek for removal. Unity is the object of life when all of your lost parts are recovered. That's when you finally find your whole self. And your unspeakable power. One fully aware person, willing to fight for freedom and love, can unite a whole planet. And if the whole planet embraces this sacred gift, the entire galaxy is obliged to protect it. Unity is the software of heaven, heartgasms that bring you to tears. A profound reward of peace and joy. It's the music of the spheres.